Is that you or?
Hi everyone, welcome to Follow Everton. We're reacting straight from Goodison Park. Everton drawing 0-0 against Liverpool. Well, it could have easily been about 4-4, couldn't it, Jeff?
Yeah. I'm kind of trying not to feel bitter because that goal should have stood. There's basically just been a thing on two FIFA referees have both said the goal should have stood. You've frozen already.
Decision.
Yeah, basically, the VAR decision. Because he was going for the ball, it shouldn't have counted as offside according to the rules. So we've been had off again by poor officiating. But having said that, right, we played really well. We fought. We created chances. They had chances. You know, you'd have to say that the draw is probably the fair result in the end. But yeah, again, poor officiating. It just winds me up. You know, they're supposed to know what they're doing, and they clearly don't. So, you know, it's just feeling a little bit bitter. Hey up, Dan.
How we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, sound you?
Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Not too bad.
So many talking points. Talking points here. Here's Dan, the man.
How we doing, mate? You all right? Yeah, I'm not too fussed, to be fair. Generally, I felt like we could have won it. I felt like they could have won it. I felt like we gave them a game. All of our players played their all, gave their all for the whole game. We looked good when Garner guy looked good when he come on. Looked very composed. Looked like he's going to help us win games because he's got that composure. I'm happy. I really am happy with that. We are better, you know. We are a lot better. Generally, this is good. I know we're not getting the wins, and I said before, you can get 3 draws, and 1 win can get you what you get for those 3 hard draws. You know what I mean? So a win is what we do need to be getting. But you've got to remember who was against the fucking Red Shite, who are a hard team to fucking beat for a lot of people. They do destroy a few teams that didn't destroy us. We got the draw. So
no, I know.
I'm happy. I'm generally... it's one of those games where sometimes it goes in. We did what we needed to do for it to go in. We had quite a few chances. Pickford was on fire, thank God. He stopped them a lot, didn't he? Pickford was class, wasn't he, today? Absolutely class.
I think and you finally hear it from some of the commentators as well. The question has been asked and the question has been answered. Who's England's number one? Jordan Pickford is England number one, and you can see why, because he is just amazing. How anyone still doubts him, I just don't know. I don't understand. Even some Everton fans, you know, still don't think, you know, still have doubts on him, and I just don't understand it. I think he's England's number one for a reason.
When he's on it, he's on it. I thought last game he was a bit poor. I thought he could have saved the goal last game, but I knew he'd step up this game. When he switches on, doesn't he? And he can win games for you just on his saves. And he did some cracking saves today, to be fair. And let's not just put us down, because their keeper had to make some cracking saves today as well, didn't he? Their keeper was tested. We had a lot of chances. We don't normally play them and get them worried and have a lot of chances and we was in their box quite a lot and we was worrying them big time. Midfield went through them easy. I felt we were good. And I've just seen the comment from the first comment there, which is the way a lot of people will be thinking. What's it say? Prince Rupert.
Normally satisfied with a point against them, but now it's six games without a win.
You got to go for the. You can't just
you've got to look at it the other way. It's 6
look at
games
the game
without losing, and you've got to see the positive sides. Is we're not losing games.
And we're having a lot of chances as well.
Yeah, we're not conceding a lot of goals. We play so much more cohesively. We defend so much better. We've got 2 fullbacks, in my opinion, who can be our fullbacks for the next 10 years. I thought both of them were outstanding today. I think Patterson, to me, he's going to be one of the best fullbacks in the whole of football. He is so good.
very good.
And I think that he's 20. and playing at this level against a team of this level and just bossing it. And you just you've got to be excited about that.
Growing.
The defense
a lot of players are growing really fast, ain't they, Jeff? A lot of players. It's nice. I love watching some of these players grow. Like, it feels amazing. It's like watching your kid do something that you're really proud of. Generally, watching them grow. Patterson, just seeing him do what he's doing in his confidence and his and Iwobi as well. Iwobi, he's just doing it game after game after game. And Iwobi looked like frigging Ronaldinho in the middle sometimes, juggling that ball about. They couldn't get the ball off Iwobi.
Skills on the ball and little turns and stuff.
He's doing it against some big teams now. It's not fluke. It's not inconsistent. He's doing it all the time. Iwobi is, and it's nice to see Iwobi play. And Onana and Garner think, bloody hell, I'm playing with a centre midfielder here that is in form, that's on it. And it makes them think, right, I've got a good player to play with here. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to do anything.
Something that maybe isn't highlighted enough. This is a number of games now where there isn't one single player I can say, oh, he had a bad game, or he didn't play well, or, you know, he was the one who let us, you know, that there hasn't been a single player on the pitch in any of the last few games that you could say, oh, he was poor today or whatever. I think everyone has played their part, and you know we just need that final finishing touch, and we were so close again today. You know, we are creating chances, and I think that you can see that Frank has stabilised this ship. He has stabilised this ship, and we look now like a team that. Oh, is it just me on my own now? Where's everyone gone? Hey up, my mate. Hang on a sec. Hang on a second. Where's everyone gone? Sorry about this, everyone. Yeah,
well, I'm here.
Back.
I'm here, Jeff. My signal
much.
is bloody awful at the moment. And you picked up on some good points. But the perspective, I think, here is that we got absolutely demolished last year 4-1. And I had hammerings against them in other matches. And I think what's happened is we've improved so much that we've lost perspective of how far we've come. Today could have easily been 2-2, 3-3, whatever. Or a draw was a fair result, whatever way you look at it, unless you're looking at it through very blue-tinted eyes. They had umpteen million chances and Pickford got player of the match. So... I'm going to bring Dan back. Before I go, I just want to add a few points. I mean, I thought Patterson was great, as you said, and I'm sure we'll depict various different things. It's great to see Garner back. He's the missing piece of the puzzle, I think, in the midfield.
Yeah.
And I think
which isn't a slight on Tom Davies, because I thought he played well today.
No, absolutely. He was probably the one that everyone rolled their eyes with. He had a really great chance in that first half. But, you know, so many talking points. It was a thrilling derby for the neutral. It was not so thrilling as an Evertonian, obviously. There were chances galore. It wasn't one of those stale 0-0s. In fact, the bookies had 16-1 at 0-0. I looked at that and thought, you know, Everton don't score, and Liverpool are on a bit of a funny wave. And for it to end 0-0 is quite crazy, considering the chances. Firmino had 3 chances alone on target. I'll leave it with you guys. I'm just happy that we didn't get beat, and it's frustrating that we didn't get a win given where we were. But you know, it looks offside. I looked at it. I know that there'll be people that say, "Oh, it's not offside." It is offside. It looked offside with the lines and everything, the BT, and I knew as soon as they replayed it, it was offside.
I know. No, apparently, according to 2 FIFA referees, that basically he wasn't offside because the 2 players went in for a tackle and both touched the ball at the same time. So therefore, it continues on to play, and he wasn't offside. But you know, it's one of those, you can pick holes in that.
Well, it's done. I mean, we could have written the script, especially with Salah and that chance in the 96th minute. I was thinking, oh, how many minutes before they're going to let them score? The whole game, the game had all the components you want from a derby, and it was a credit to the City in the way that they laid on respect in the first half. The game lived up to expectations. So many of these games end up with just almost disappointment because it becomes a bit of an anticlimax. But the game was played in both terrific spirit and also good skill and guile. Liverpool will probably look at it and go, we weren't at our best. And Everton will probably go, we played pretty well. I came out the first half thinking we did really well in that first half.
Yeah.
I'll leave you guys to pick up on that. Dan, are you comfortable with the controls?
Yeah, Jeff's got the controls, mate. He's got them.
All right. All good for you, but guys, I'll be watching.
Theoretically.
Yeah. I'll be there in spirit. I'll see you on the next stream.
Nice one. Cheers, buddy.
Have a good day, mate. Have a good day.
Right, so go on then, Dan. Your overall thoughts?
No, like I say to you, generally he hit some good points. I did think that, like, I know the rules. If you go into it, he probably wasn't offside, but from the rules that I knew, I thought he was offside. Maybe he could have been onside and holding his run, Cody. But nice to see, and I said this to the missus straight away. Nice to see Cody's celebration. I tell you something. Anybody that thinks he gives a crap about them. Look at that celebration. Look how crazy he went, mate. He did not give a shit about them. He's an Everton. He's Everton. If you wanted to see if Cody is Everton, mate, then watch the celebration like goal. I was absolutely gutted for him, and he was gutted as well, because he wanted that goal so bad. And you said, didn't you, Jeff? You said he was going to score. And when he scored, I thought, Jeff said he was going to friggin' score. It wasn't at the end, like you said.
I said him for the winner, didn't I?
Yeah, it wasn't at the end, like you said. But generally, I thought, I said to the missus, Jeff said he was going to friggin' score in this sort of big game. But he could have been onside. It was just bad luck where he was standing, because if he didn't need to be standing there. He could have actually been onside and still scored. But generally, loads and loads of positives, like Patterson, buzzing. I'll just go through a few players now. Patterson, buzzing. Like, seriously, like we've touched on it then. Jeff, amazing.
Yeah.
And Tarkowski, same. Bang on, Tarkowski. He's back to his switched on. Cody, class. You know what I mean? He's a graft already at the side of Tarkowski. I'm liking this defence. And then someone I want to say who just get a bit of shit sometimes. And he does get a bit of stick. And sometimes I think you're just giving him stick for no reason, because he's not frigging bombing it up and scoring goals. But Mykolenko, I thought he had an absolute class game. You know what I mean? He proper grafted, put some cracking tackles in. Mykolenko did. He got down, he bombed it down, he was up, down. He had a big job with Salah. And I tell you something, Mykolenko had Salah, who apparently is the best player in the world, in his back pocket. Salah.
That's not the first time either, because he did it to him before as well.
Yeah. Salah kept running to the referee, and Salah kept running to the referee, absolute crying all the time, saying, because Mykolenko had him wrapped around the finger, he was absolutely laughing at him every time, saying, right, you're going to give me a free kick or you're going to give me a goal kick. And that's what Mykolenko got every time down that side. So I was buzzing with Mykolenko. Davis, cracking game by Davis. I was gutted he was on the team sheet, because I wanted Garner Gay to play. You know how much of a fan I am of him. But sometimes the fact is, Garner Gay isn't going to be able to play, and then you need Davis to come in, and he needs to be on it. He showed today he can be on it, because Davis played high up, he played defensive, and he
was the
pressed.
one doing the pressing a lot of the time.
He pressed, and he had a lot of energy. He had more energy than freaking Onana, to be fair. But I'm not saying Onana didn't have a good game, because he did as well. So we'll go on to Onana. Onana, absolutely class. I said to you, Jeff, at half-time on a Follow Everton space, I was worried that he was going to get a red card on a yellow card. But it's crazy to see Onana, how good he is here.
How switched on he is.
Yeah. As soon as he got that yellow card, he knew he had that yellow card. And every tackle, he still went in for the tackles, but he had clean tackles. You knew, really, really nice with Onana. I really liked him, box to box. And Iwobi, bloody hell. Oh, my God. Alex Iwobi is class, isn't he? Like, on the ball, he's got composure. I can't wait to see what Iwobi and Garner Gay do together when they both, like, get on possession, because they looked a real good combo, like, when they was together. And Iwobi, the ball sticks to him. He can't get rid of the ball, because the ball wants to stay with him. Like I just said earlier on, it's like Ronaldinho in that middle. Not as trickery, but generally he's so composed on the ball. He's everywhere. And Iwobi is class. Then you've got...
I just want to read some of these comments out.
Go on, get them on.
Coming through. So Prince Rupert, Yeah, normally satisfied with a point. But it's now 6 games without a win. I'm not really too bothered about that because the way I look at it is the other side of the fence is we've only lost 2 games, the first 2 games, and we've been unbeaten since then. And we've been in every single game. So that's the way I would look at that one.
Can I just jump on that one as well? We'll both say what we think on the comments and we'll just go through them all quick to get them involved.
Yeah.
But on that one, I'm going to say, don't look at statistics. Look at the games.
Performances.
Like, look at the games because you've just said that and we haven't won a game. But we went 1-0 up against Brentford and could have won that very easily. So think about that. It was very unlucky not to win it. We did it against Leeds. We was very unlucky not to win it. 1-0 up and had loads of chances. This game, we had chances. So look at the games. Don't just knock that statistic out because I feel like we are decent.
Yeah. And we're in every single game we're playing now.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say that, we could have won or could have lost or whatever, but we're getting points now not because we're lucky. I mean, you could argue, they could have scored, we could have scored, but we're deserving to get something out of these games now because we're putting in performances as a team, not just individual players doing something special and getting a result from that, which is what we had last year. For the last couple of years, really, we've been relying on an individual player to do something. To win us a game.
I don't think
This is a team that they're all fighting for each other, working for each other. They're all the passing seems to be quite good in patches, and we're getting better. And you can see, and this is the thing is, you can see we're improving. We're becoming more of a cohesive unit, like in each department of the pitch, in midfield, in defence, up front. You're starting to see. Like we look like a proper football team now, which
I don't think no one will playing us now.
Big kudos to Mr. Lampard as well because he's taken a lot of stick.
Put that Phil Broder's comment up. This is one that absolutely fuming me. It's at the top. Phil Broder's Virgil van Dijk should have seen red. Do you know what? That was a very, very dirty tackle that was. And I was jumping out my seat fuming because studs all across his ankle. That can put you out for a bit. That can. Full on studs on his ankle. And that was dirty, that was. Generally, that's an injury tackle. Don't go up and pat him on the back when you've just gone and crunched him like that. Because they would cry about something like that. And that was snidey. That was dirty. Yeah, that was proper dirty. You get Klopp going, these are dirty players. We don't want to play against Everton. They're dirty in the derby. We don't like derby. We don't want our players to get injured. That was dirty. And it's not the first time Van Dijk's done that. He gets away with it. So when you cry about that Pickford injury, watch what he gives out because he'll get it back. That's what I'm saying on that one, mate.
He doesn't, Toofy. He doesn't. That's the thing now is we've been waiting a long time.
Minds. He doesn't mind.
No, I don't think he minds. But I think we've been waiting a long time for an heir to Seamus Coleman. And there's no doubt in my mind now we've found that man. And
it's nice to have Coleman though. I still do feel he's a very good squad player.
Yeah.
But in your first team, he's not there, is he?
Yeah, he probably should have scored. Not necessarily the one that was saved. I think the one where he was through and he just hit it straight to the keeper. I think he could have been more composed. But the one thing I will say is that's his first ever game for Everton. And it's a Merseyside derby, he will get a little bit more composed once he's had, he'll learn from that. But everyone is a little bit hype in a Merseyside derby, and so he snatched at a chance and hit it straight to the keeper, which he should have scored.
I think he had a cracking game. I do. It's his first game. He played the freaking old game. He ran his socks off. He looked like an Everton player. And
hello, Mr. Sharma from India.
When Cody nearly scored, Jeff, it was Mupai that put the ball across. He is a nuisance, isn't he? When the ball come in the box, Mupai is always there. And he's going to be good, so just don't get on his back too early. That's one thing I would say.
No, that's what I say is I'm not going to give anyone any stick for today because I always said that what I wanted to see from Everton this year, I don't expect us to be challenging for Europe. I don't expect us to be like a finished article. What I wanted to see was progress. I wanted to see that we were developing a style of play, a system. We were getting in players that we could rely on and count on, and that's what we're getting now. I think we're getting when I used to go to, like last season before even, you'd turn up to an Everton game and you wouldn't know what you were going to get. You know, sometimes you could see, like, from literally the first minute of a game, whether they were going to play or whether they weren't. Because
we've got loads of comments here.
Yeah, if they weren't up for it, you could tell from the first minute that was the way we were. And now, I don't see that anymore. I see that every single game, we're in it. We're not half asleep. We're not waiting for the other team to beat us. You know, we turn up in every single game we play, and that's a huge credit to Lampard and his team. Huge credit to Thelwall as well for helping assemble this group of players. And you can just see progress everywhere. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to now. The results will come. The wins will come. Phil Garner looked straight on it, didn't he? He really did. Yeah, he looked straight on it. Brilliant to see him back.
He got a couple of dirty tackles on him as well, Garner did.
He did.
A couple of times. I feel they were dirty. They were. I think next time we play him, we're gonna have to put a bit of dirty ones on him. But Tarkowski he put a couple of tackles in, didn't he?
Yeah, spot on, Nicky. Yeah, happy, disappointed at the same time. But yeah, we played like a team. Exactly right, Nick.
As long as they get no more than what you get, we haven't allowed them to get. We've got the same out of that game as what they've got. They took a point. We took a point. We ain't let them take nothing away from us. You want to win, but it's nice to freaking go into battle and come out with the same thing and let's go head to head again the next game. That's the way I see it. It was mine.
Yeah.
You're asking me a very odd question there, Jeff. You tell me yours first. I need to quickly fast forward through the game.
Well,
who's your man of the match in the comments as well?
Yeah.
Drop it.
I mean, yeah, I know Pickford played really well and all that kind of stuff. And so it's not necessarily based on anything other than the fact that, like, I'm just totally in love with the guy. I just love Patterson.
I knew you was going to say Patterson.
I think he's boss. I just like, he's just. I was really excited when we signed him, and I knew people would get on his back straight away and whatever. You know, like last season, it was like, oh, Frank doesn't like him and all this nonsense. And it was like, I knew what he was like, and I knew that once he got going, Everton fans would love him. And I just think he's 20. So if this is him at 20, like, imagine how good he's going to be at 21, 22, 23, 24. He's our fullback for the next decade, 12 years.
He's the new Coleman, isn't he? Look how long Coleman is.
Yeah,
he is the new Coleman. I hope you don't get that injury that Coleman had and stays that. Was it a red card?
Biased hat on, I think it was. Neutral hat on. I can see them. It was definitely a card, and I'm not sure. But I'd have to see it again. I've not watched it again, so I'm still in the kind of.
Which one's that? The one on Onana, Van Dijk.
Yeah.
When you put your studs on, if your legs like that, and you flat studs go smash like that on your ankle, that's a break your ankle challenge. With Van Dijk's the size of Van Dijk, that is very lucky that Onana hasn't broke his leg. Like generally, if you did that 10 times, you come out injured 8 or 9 times out of that. It's very, very lucky that he didn't. That was a very dirty challenge, Jeff. When you watch that back, you'll be like, whoa, that was dirty. That was because Onana, I'm going to give him my man of the match, Onana. Yeah, because he did some of those turns. He had Van Dijk there. That's the reason Van Dijk took him out, because he completely skimmed Van Dijk and he was gone. And there was a couple of times where Onana did box to box and he just opened it up and he looked. And like I said to you, Jeff, when Onana got that yellow, his head was switched on and he said, come on. And I can't pick anything other than that one challenge that Onana got the yellow card. I can't think of anything he did wrong. I generally can't, Jeff.
This is an interesting point, Mr. Blue Skies, which I like. that team with DCL up front wins a lot of games. It does. I agree. And I think that the more we play together, the more. And I think we get one result and we'll back it up. I just think that we haven't had the luck yet. You know, we haven't nicked that first win. But once we get that first win, I think we'll be flying.
Who crossed it? Who crossed it in where Gordon was just behind it, and if he was running in a bit earlier, he would have scored. I don't know if it was Mupe put it across the box, and Gordon was running in.
Patterson,
and
then
Gordon
the
just
right-hand side.
Yeah, I think it might have been. And Gordon, if he was just faster, that was the DCL tapping. Yeah. There was a lot of chances today that was DCL tappings. Even when Mupe put that ball across the box and Cody scored, DCL in the box there. I actually think Mupe and Calvert-Lewin. It will be a good combination if you move Mupe onto the wing. I think, Jeff, I'm excited. I really am excited. I'm not even joking, mate.
I am too.
We're getting better every game. Don't say, "Oh, we ain't won," because when the wins come with how solid we are, we won't be losing.
Good evening, mate. Oh,
what's that?
Sorry,
unbeaten in how many now? Is that, Jeff? Just got me.
Is it 5? Is it 5 games including the cup game?
It's a lot better.
We've had 4 draws on the run, haven't we?
It's a lot better.
We've had four league draws on the run, and we won the cup game. So I think it's 5 games unbeaten now.
I just said that Dave Watson saying Mupe lacks pace. He's got loads of pace, but it's his first game back. He probably hasn't trained hard. He's probably. We all wanted him in. He's been chucked in.
And the thing is that
Dave Weston said that. I get where he's coming from. But
is to forget a very important factor. The opposition. We were playing against Liverpool today. They're one of the fastest teams in the league. Their pace is frightening. And the last 2 games that we've played, actually, Leeds and Liverpool, they're probably the 2 fastest teams in the Premier League. They're the 2 teams that are the hardest to play against in terms of how quick they are. You know, they don't slow down. They're not necessarily always slowing down the ball and moving it side to side like a Man City or whatever. They just get the ball and run at you. And they've got pace all over the pitch. And so I think Mupai coming into this game as his first game and saying he hasn't got enough pace, I think is unfair, because I just think the opposition matters in when you're having that conversation.
John Cross has said, "Don't panic, guys. Forest aside, we've had a very tough run of games. I do feel that the games that we've had have been quite hard. I know some people will say they haven't, but generally they have been
tough to beat, Kevin.
Pretty hard games. Everton are currently 14th in the Premier at the moment. Kevin Kraft. Seen someone else say about Garner Guy in the comments as well. Scroll up to it. He said he's a Rolls Royce. When he come on, I got excited and the crowd went absolutely crazy and I was buzzing. But he has that composure, doesn't he, Jeff? He has that, like, you give him
nice
the ball.
One, Rose. Cody is a reverse Carragher. Nice one.
He's a big toffee, and he's a big Evertonian.
Yeah.
But Garner Guy, Jeff, seriously, he is a different gravy, isn't he? Like, generally, like, you can't tackle him, can you? You generally, when he's on that ball in front of the defence, I still feel I've seen a couple of times when Cody and Tarkowski had it, they didn't. When Cody and Tarkowski had the ball, they don't realise that they can give it to Garner Guy all the time now. They can give it to him all the time. In scary positions, they can give it to him. So I think they've got to learn that now. They have.
A nice one, Nick's dad. He was willing Cody to score. Nick's dad is a big Wolves fan. So he's a little bit of a Cody
piss
fan.
Them off today. Cody wanted to piss them off today with this celebration.
No,
so he isn't no Liverpool fan. Trust me, he's a blue now already. Love him.
Yeah, Onana was brilliant today. Trevor, thanks very much for your comments. Keep your comments coming in, by the way. I'm trying to read as many as I can. Sorry. Just want to jump through a few of these now. We are improving game by game. That's a really important point, Mr. Blue Skies.
Kevin Crash trying to help my hay fever again.
Yeah, was he? But yeah, you can see the style of play. You can see the work that Lampard and Thelwall have done over the summer. It was always going to take time before it really started paying off. And I've always said this, and I think it's important, is I think we're going to be a second half of this. I think we're going to struggle through for the first part of the season, and then the World Cup's on. And I think we're going to be a much better team for the second half of the season. Once everything's up and running and everyone knows exactly what they're doing and we're all comfortable playing with each other. And there's a lot of football that is kind of instinctive, where somebody's making a run and you just turn it around the corner because they're making the run because they do it all the time. You become familiar with your teammates the more you play with them. And I think we've changed so much. I saw a little stat before that said only one outfield player that started the game today, out of the team that started today, only one outfield player started the last derby, which is an amazing stat, isn't it? Only one outfield player started this derby compared to the last derby at Goodison. So
I was just going to say, like, if you think about it, last season we didn't have a style of play. In the preseason, we still couldn't put our foot down on a style of play.
Yeah.
The first game of this season, it looked like Lampard had finally got us a style of play. Whether it was the wing backs or whether it's this 4-3, Lampard had finally got us playing like a team. And then generally now,
you're going to give us a quick best.
Now he's got that. You need to. I know, yeah. I think it's going to grow, Jeff. I think. Do you know, like Pienaar and Baines, it started good and it got better and better and better because they trained together.
We're talking about Patterson.
Together. No, everyone, all of the Joe, the Iwobi, the whole Everton team. Now we're finally gelling. I feel like the link-up play between every player, between whoever's down the right, whoever's down the left, the midfield players, the centre backs are new as well. The centre mids are new. Everybody's new, Jeff. Like you've just said, there's probably like 1-2 players from last season in the team.
It's going to take a little bit of
but when it clicks,
take a little bit. When it clicks,
it'll get better and better.
Yeah, that's why I think. That's why I said I think this first part of the season up to the World Cup. What's important is style of play. We've brought in characters. We're fighting for results, and maybe the chances aren't going our way. Maybe we're snatching at a few chances. Maybe it's not quite the finished article yet, but I think once everyone's up and running, I think we've got an actual good football team here. I think
I'm loving all these comments. I've just seen that one from Dave Williams saying it's weird because we haven't won a game yet, but our start to the season gives me lots of confidence going forward. I'm exactly the same. The results ain't what I want, but I look at the game and our performances. Always remember what we was last season. Always think what we was last season. Don't expect miracles. We are a million times better to what we was last season.
Yeah,
we're a lot better.
I think Davis. It's an interesting point about him because he takes a lot of stick, and I've heard people say he's not a footballer and all that kind of stuff. I thought he was excellent today. I thought he was excellent in the game against Leeds. And if we're going to have a squad, you can't play every player every game every week. And we need players who can come in and give a reliable 7 out of 10 performance. And he was excellent today. And so I think he's in his last year of his contract. I'd be looking at. I'm now starting to think where before I was thinking we should get, maybe getting rid of him. I think actually we should keep him. I think he's a valuable squad player.
We're powerful in centre midfield now. Like generally the strength and depth with Garner coming in. Alan's still here, whether you like him or not. We are powerful in centre mid. Like Liverpool, I looked at them today. And I was not scared of them in centre mid. And I felt like a lot of the game, they had more possession, but our possession was better in centre mid. We looked dangerous when we had it, Jeff, didn't we? We looked like we was going to score when we had it on the counters and stuff like that, where they had a lot of the ball and we just let them have the ball and they didn't really. I wasn't that. I know Pickford made some good saves, but I wasn't that worried.
I love this comment. That new lad Iwobi is brilliant.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Nice one. I'm trying to.
Kevin Kraft just said, "I'm going to big myself up here." Kevin Kraft just said, "Love Dan's enthusiasm. It's rubbing off. We're doing fantastic." Yeah. And then
what about my am I not enthusiastic?
Jeff, you always get bigged up. Let Kevin Kraft big me up right now because no one ever bigs me up. It's either Jan or you, and it's never me. So cheers, Kevin Kraft, my what are we? Nettle friend, my nettle friend.
Nettle friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody's celebration. I love Cody's celebration. I was buzzing. Yeah. I'm so gutted he didn't score, and he's so gutted. He thought he was onside.
Yeah, I know we were lucky against, but it's one of those where.
Yeah, but they was lucky as well. We hit the post.
Yeah.
We just said.
And we had an offside goal.
Had a lot of chances. Again. A lot of counter attacks. We didn't play that. We was on the counter attack and we didn't make the right runs to be in. No. The right runs to be in, Jeff. Do you know where you're on the counter attack and we didn't make the right run to be in? We did that about 4 or 5 times. There was positives there, definitely. Against them as well, we had them, honestly. Generally, they had chances, but...
Brownie points for betting us, John. Nice one.
Clean sheet as well, by the way. Against them, that scored a lot of goals.
Upset today, yeah. Bye title, Liverpool fans. Bye. Say goodbye to the title. You're not winning.
That's what I mean. They've had a lot of draws to start off with, and they needed this game. They was 100% going for it, 100% up for it, and we didn't allow them to get what they wanted.
And I think that, I think this is it. This is a massive point. I think Ghana showed immediately, like him and Iwobi and Onana as a midfield three. They're a problem. They're a problem for any team in this league. I don't care who you are. They're a problem. And
so I keep hearing though. I keep hearing Jeff like striker. Mupe had a bad game. January get the window here for a striker. First of all, Calvert-Lewin's coming back. Second of all, that was Mupe's freaking first game. Give him a break. Yeah. That's his first game. And they had the Nunes, the idiot. He was on.
Next game, Arsenal. It doesn't get easier, does it?
Nunes was on the pitch. He didn't score. They had a striker. They brought Firmino on. Firmino didn't score. They had 2 strikers. Their strikers did fuck all. They didn't score. So
is that going to be our? Is that going to be our start? Is that our next game? Is it Arsenal? Oh God. I suppose.
What do you think on Jeff? You changing my subject? What do you think on the striker thing? Just give it time, man. Give it time.
Oh no, I'm happy with it. I thought he played all right today. I thought he did really well. I mean, to come into a derby as your debut after just signing like just over a week ago and having basically 3 or 4 days training with the team, to come in and just like to slot in and that. I mean, debuts don't get harder than a derby. They just don't. Like, to come in, like, if you'd have brought him into a different game, allowed him to settle, and then come into a derby, but he didn't. He got dropped straight into the starting lineup in arguably our biggest game of the season at Goodison Park. I thought he performed really well.
Yeah, I was happy with him. Those circumstances. Give him a chance. Once he gets a goal, he'll get going.
This is an interesting point. Same starting 11 against Arsenal next week. I don't think so. I really don't think so, because I think Garner will be in for Davies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Garner Gay will be in.
With this 5 substitution rule, you need rotation because Garner is going to have to be well treated. Some games he's going to be puffing, some games he's not. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be. His fitness is going to change. You don't know how your fitness is going to be each game, do you, Jeff? Sometimes it's going to be good. Sometimes it could
no, but you just know with someone like Onana that Garner. I mean that like. He probably could have started today. I think Frank was probably a bit cautious and didn't want to risk him from the start. But I just think he's one of those people who's just naturally so fit.
I think he's absolutely class, and I do, and I love him. But I generally feel like I could see why he's brought on later today because his positioning was bang on, his turnover play was bang on, but he didn't look like he had his normal speed. So maybe he does need a couple of games under his belt. That's what But by looking at him, I could see He's normally everywhere, and Jeff. He was still class, but I generally think he probably just need the fitness.
Here we go. Here's a debating point. Good, we get a point versus Liverpool. The issue is recruiting. Have let Frank down. We are better defensively, overstocked in midfield, but we are toothless and lack any attacking options to change games. Go on then. I'll let you jump in on that, Dan.
No, I'm just on different levels. So that I generally think that we could have scored a few goals today, Jeff. So the attacking options was there. Gordon could have scored. Mupé could have scored 2 or 3. Gray had a chance. Patterson nearly scored, didn't he? Where he ran in, just smashed it and nearly scored. Davis nearly scored. But sometimes they go in. So what do you want? Do we like if we scored them? It was a different game. What do you want?
I think it's a case of as well is
Iwobi nearly scored as well.
Once we get the first win behind us, I think everything will settle down a little bit.
Yeah,
and you just get that overall confidence coming in. I think while we're still waiting for that first result, there's still pressure. And also, DCL comes back into training this week, I think. So
he's a big goal scorer. Whether you like him or not, he is a goal scorer. And I'll tell you something, the chances that we're creating these first 5-6 games, Calvert-Lewin's going to be frigging licking his lips, I tell you.
Messaging each other.
Putting some good balls in.
I know he's a good lad, actually. I've chatted to him a lot on some of the other channels. With DCL, we win this match. Wormy Spoons, hey lad.
Really wanted to win today. Proud of you boys. I think we will be okay.
Why did McNeil look Donald ducked after 10 minutes?
Richo 63.
To be honest.
Hi guys, happy to come away with a point. Bad tackle on Onana. I was fuming, Rich. Honestly, It was so dirty. Like, I know we've done dirty tackles on them, the Van Dijk thing and all. I don't think that was that dirty, by the way. The Pickford tackle, that was just funny. But generally, the Van Dijk one was deliberate. That was like dirty.
Yeah, well, we're not in this particular case, Wormy. We're not saying like Dom, having not played for weeks, would have scored that goal. We're saying that a fit and firing Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have scored. That's what we're saying. So once he's back and fit and firing, then
what we want is
going to elevate us as a team.
What we want is more accuracy from the wingers, better crosses. Agree on that a little bit. Some of the corners wasn't that good today.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. Yeah. No, thanks, Willie. Cheers.
Pickford and Patterson were quality today. Yeah, absolutely bang on.
Absolutely.
That's the job, though, isn't it? Like, I'm not saying it wasn't amazing that they did that because it's not a given, but generally I expect it from Pickford and I expect it from Patterson now. That's what makes them have a good game.
Nice one. Nice one, Macca. Cop-outs will be okay. They won't go down.
They weren't like that today,
No.
Because they look like they look guys. Weak. They do look weak, Jeff, I think. I think they look weak. Their squad looks weak.
I wouldn't say that...
They're doing centre midfield.
Weak is an overstatement because they're currently in 5th place, so they're not.
To what they normally are, I think.
In relative terms to what they were, I think they do look weaker.
Yeah. So that's good.
For most of the game, I don't remember Salah being involved at all.
No. That's what I say. We did well. We did well with a lot of their players.
That other striker, was it Nunes? Who went off after a sort of 90 minutes, having done basically not much.
He was a nuisance. He had some good shots. Yeah. Pickford forced Pickford into a few good saves, but generally we didn't score. So we did our job. Yeah, we did our job. We didn't score.
Some great saves for Pickers. His distribution was woeful. Not all the time, sometimes. But it's one of those where when this is an interesting one because people say, "Oh, his distribution was woeful." I saw at least 3 balls where he pinged it down the wing straight to one of our players, and we got like a throw in or a corner off it. And I think that we often judge Pickford's distribution based on what we've seen him do before now. But if you actually compare him to all the other players in the league and their distribution, he's in the top drawer. He is. Because
it was bad the last 2 games, Jeff.
He set the goal up again. Was it Leeds with that ping straight down the middle? and it's one of those things where other keepers don't do that. Other keepers haven't got that in their locker. He has it in their locker. So he's not perfect with his distribution. But his distribution is better than like most of the other keepers that you could name. And he saves all the goals as well. So it's nobody's perfect.
Kevin Kraft says he used to have a 6-pack 40 years ago. Don't know whether
Did
that's true. He said he used to have a 6-pack like Calvert-Lewin's got a 6-pack. He's going to score loads of goals, but he said he's got a 6-pack like he had 40 years ago.
Baby, you are right. The future is bright and the future is blue.
Matty Elvin, I hope Lampard sticks with his 4-3-3 now, and it doesn't go back to 3-4-3. To be fair, I generally think Lampard. I think Lampard was worried about playing this, Jeff. I don't think he I think he wanted to play it, but didn't think we could play it. And now we can play it. I do think he likes it, Jeff. What do you think on that?
Yeah, nice one, John. Yeah, everyone smash the like button and like, comment, and subscribe and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that. I think formation gets overplayed in terms of like whether we should play this system or that system. Realistically, it's about the players. You can play any different formation if you've got the players to play the formation and they all do their jobs correctly. I don't think it matters what formation you choose. So I think it's just a tactical decision. The fact is, before, like when we've tried different things, we didn't have the correct players. We didn't have the players who could fit into the systems and do a good job. And I think now we're starting to get.
Do you know why I like this formation, Jeff?
Do a job.
Yeah. Do you know why I like this formation? Because sometimes when you play the with the wing backs, they sit back, and it's an option whether they push up or get back. And sometimes they'll sit back. But generally on this formation, Jeff, I think playing the 4-3-3. You haven't got your wingers that are going to stay back. It's not defensive, is it, Jeff? No matter what the 4-3-3.
No, exactly. So
I like it. It's more attacking. It is more attacking. This formation is 4-3-3. Definitely, I love it. I do, and we've got the sentiments to do it as well. Let's subscribe, folks. So that's Ryan.
Thanks
we obviously haven't said it. So people on the channel, we've just had a reminder by Ryan. Can you please hit the like and subscribe button?
Nice one, 120 watching, and everyone's commenting and chatting.
Yeah,
so
get on it, hit the like, keep dropping your comments. Jeff, we're going to be famous. 120.
We're already famous. What you're on about?
Well, yeah, but we're going to be more famous.
We're going to be
now,
more
120.
Famous. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the people on this channel are regulars anyway.
His last tackles are class. We were talking about that before.
Hit the sub button.
I don't want to call you that name because it's offensive, but I can call you Max.
Be happy about that, though. Seriously, how do you feel? Drop it in the comments. We keep reading them out. We're trying to read as many as we can out. We're trying to engage with the comments quite a lot on this, to be fair.
Yeah, like Onana's tackling is outstanding. And as Dan said before in the stream, he got that booking early on, and people might have worried, in a derby, people might get sent off or whatever. He was so composed. He knew when to tackle and when not to. And once he'd got that yellow card, he was so careful to not cross over a line. He was so clean with his tackling.
Barry P has just said, when you look at the injuries, we have two. It's only going to get better. I think you're bang on. You've got Allen coming back. You've got Decore coming back. And they're probably going to be better now. They're not going to get burned out as well. When Decore, he's going to have a hard job to get back into this team. Allen, he's competing with Garner Gay. It's strengthened. We've got a big squad, Jeff. Like, this is exciting. Yeah. Like, you look Pickford, at Liverpool, they ain't got many players. We've got a lot.
So glad he's been finally made.
Jan Dolph kissing
Hello,
his
lads.
Everton.
How you doing?
How was it, Jan?
Oh,
I'm happy. I am. Generally,
I'm happy because every single one of them put in a absolutely massive shift. We can walk tall, we can walk proud because that is a completely different game of football. Idrissa Gana Gueye transformative, Onana, Iwobi, Patterson, Tarkowski and co.
Everyone.
Pickford.
Yeah. Everyone but I just said all of them put in a shift, and Liverpool went away with nothing because we wasn't letting them go away with nothing generally.
Yeah, I feel for the first time in quite a long time, I feel proud of my team.
Hey, Jan. Hey, Jan.
Like
Jan's here.
I feel like I'm watching an Everton team, not like a group of players who just got bought and thrown on the pitch. We look like an Everton team now. We scrap and we fight and we stand together, and we work our asses off from the first minute to the last minute. We don't give up. Like there was a little spell after half time where I thought Liverpool came out better after half time and got on top, and in the old level, the old team would have crumbled. They would have done.
Yeah.
But we rode the storm, and then we come back into the game, and actually, like after about 15 or 20 minutes of the second half, we took over and we started looking like the team most likely to score. We were dominating possession, and we were corner after corner and loads of chances and disallowed goals, and we looked like the team that were going to go on and win the game. And that's
Amanda says
Paul as well. Paul's comment.
We now have a plan and a vision for how to play. And also so different to last season. Absolutely.
Paul's comment, Jan, we've been talking about it. That was a dirty tackle, mate. I don't know if you've seen it back.
Right,
that was just
Paul.
Snapper.
Afternoon, Paul. How you doing, buddy?
And do you know what I mean? The amount of frigging candles we got from Van Dijk when we frigging took him out by accident, it was just a freakish injury from Pickford. The amount of candles we got for about 10 years, you know what I mean? Frigging Alan acting like it. That tackle was dirty, and Van Dijk patting him on the back when he's deliberately gone and frigging snapped his leg, tried to do it.
That's an interesting
I was
question,
fuming.
Beck.
Even my daughter, she's free. And I showed it her, and she was like, I said this just taking out our Onana, and she was like, she was swearing. Let's just say that she was fuming. Yes, she was.
Like, do you guys watch the game?
Yeah,
all of it.
So, I've got to say, my observation of obviously we'll go back to Liverpool and talk about Everton, and I don't want to necessarily focus on Liverpool, but it certainly allowed us, or we didn't capitalise as much, that their defence seems to be slowing, and the fact that Jurgen Klopp made so many defensive-based substitutions suggested that he wasn't happy. They weren't interested in tackling us. We were especially. I mean, it was phenomenal though the way that there was the link-up play and the little touches from Onana and Gay, and it's a different.
I honestly listen to this one. Then this is a good point as well. I think that Klopp is more worried on that performance going into his next game than what we are, because I feel like there was so many positives from us and strength in depth and players coming in that makes me buzz for our next game. But I feel like you said, Jan, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. We had them a couple of times, and if we was more clinical, which will happen, because I've said, Jan, we're growing. We are growing, but you've got to let us grow. Don't pull us down while we are growing, because it's going to happen fast.
And that's what I think. Most of those validate why he's England's number one. Yeah. Peter says if one of our players committed that challenge, Van Dijk did on Onana, I guarantee it would have been a red card.
You'd have got Camel crying in the interview after the game, wouldn't you?
Oh, what a game. I tell you what, I got there about 10 or 15 minutes before the coach. I was stood in front of the Dixie statue, and I walked down the Goodison Road, like the police obviously pushing people back. I thought, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to focus on the big crowd, or are you going to allow me to endanger myself? So I just walked right alongside the coach the second coach with the bloody wing mirror, like right up here on my shoulder. I was, yes.
What was the atmosphere like, Jan?
Oh, phenomenal.
Special.
I was walking down, marching down the Goodison Road.
Looked nice before the game. Nice before the game.
Thought we had it.
I've got to say, Barry P.
What was the atmosphere like when Ghana Gay come on, Jan? Because that looked pretty special as well.
That was good. Not only was there an applause for him, but there was applause for Tom Davies. I was just going to say, because he came on for Davies. Barry P. had to say Tom Davies put in a stellar performance today. He did. He was very unlucky not to score with that shot, the outside of his foot that curled and hit the post.
And you could argue very unlucky to be subbed off.
I like Paul's comment there. We ain't being bullied anymore. Drop that on the screen. We ain't being bullied anymore. We've got the players have got each other's back. It's true. I like that. Hardcore.
Yes, nice one, Charles. Afternoon, my friend. How are you doing? Yeah. That result
they won't be happy.
That result was more painful for Liverpool than it was for us.
We was all saying we wanted Garner Gay to start, Jan, but Tom Davis, cracking performance. He put a big shift in. He was everywhere, hit the post. What did you think of Tom Davis? When you play him, he's got to step up, and he did today. I feel like
he did.
Got that goal.
I know.
So
close. Just for his confidence, and also because it's a knock-on effect. It's domino, isn't it? If there's one player that, especially if he's kind of a first-team regular, or at least he's on the fringes of, on the bench, if he's on the team sheet every week, having that kind of element of fans that criticise him or get on his back, it affects him, and then it affects how the entire team play. We need to be, like as Peter says, man of the match was the whole team today. Not a single player let me down. I wasn't disappointed. No, towards the 100%. End of the match, there was some tired legs. Maybe Mope. Taking Gordon off was the right thing to do because he looked like
he's given a lot in the last month.
Bullied off the ball, and he'd already done a lot. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
What was? Do you know? I just had a really good question for you, but I've completely. Do you know when Cody scored? Like he went absolutely crazy. I was so close as well. Jan, apparently there is a rule that where the goal could have counted because it was a tackle that could have made the goal count. Someone's saying, but generally, fair enough. If it didn't count, it didn't count. Corrupt again, but whatever he was slightly offside, taking away that rule. But gutted it didn't go for him, Jan, because he was buzzing. He scored against them. He went crazy.
I thought
what's happening, bro?
Well, it just shows a certain bias, whether it's unconscious or whether it's instructional, to sensationalize the game in terms of the whole spectacle of the league and the product. And it's evident that the referee very early on talked to Pickford before he'd really done anything. The ball was at the back and then the players were still in the box. So then he picked up the ball and he was, as part of his commanding presence, he was like talking to some of the players. And then immediately the ref's like, oh, get on with it. What's...
I thought Mope was unlucky. That do you know that Cody goal? I thought Mope was unlucky. It wasn't going in when he shot.
This season,
it nearly went in.
He hasn't played a game this season so far. So,
but
to say that pace, that's his first game, and it's a derby.
What about the overhead kick? I thought he was going to score that overhead kick. Got Tim Cahill in my head when he went for that overhead kick.
I don't think there was enough momentum. It was a sort of standing kick.
Too fast, wasn't it? It was too fast, wasn't it, Jan? He couldn't get the power on it to be a proper overhead kick.
A great reaction to him coming on the pitch as well, Barry. It's good to have him back, isn't it? Back where he belongs.
Someone's just Peter Dunger's just commented. I try to keep reading these acts. There's loads on apparently. I was shocked. Jurgen brought off Trent Alexander. That's because we had them. I generally feel that we had a lot of their players. We made them play shit. That's because of us. When they start taking the so-called big superstar players off, then we've been pretty good, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't panic, guys. Forest aside.
I don't think anyone's panicking, and I think that's the thing is
you get Jan Smiley's happy that we're getting good.
We lost our first couple of games, and I think there was a little bit of panic among the fans, especially after not winning the game against Forest. I think people started to have a little bit of worry, and you can sort of see why. But if you look at the last few performances, you can see what Frank is trying to do. You can see the progress, and it'll come. We'll be fine this season. We're not going to set the league on fire this season. We're not. We're probably not going to finish in the top half, but we'll be fine. But what you can see is it's night and day from what we were seeing last year. It's night and day. In every department of the pitch, apart from the finishing touch, we're such a much better team. We work from the start to the finish. We play to the 90th minute. We back each other up.
Look at that comment from Paul about Van Dijk. He just said, "Now, did you notice the Camel was bringing on defensive type players because of our dominance?" a compliment to us. Like generally, when normally Van Dijk could go to try and win a game, he wouldn't be worrying about his defence. So that is a compliment to us that he was worried about us.
I can't read that out, Kev.
Jerry just said we stopped them playing. We blocked the entire midfield off to stop them playing. And I thought Mikolenko had a very. I mean, I know there's a certain amount of anonymity because he's going up against Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah. He had a very good game.
Very good game. He had him in his pocket. I said that, Jan. He had Salah in his pocket. Generally, Salah was so frustrated with him because Mikolenko, he was either getting a goal kick or he was tackling him. And Mikolenko was cracking today, and I see a lot of people like on Mikolenko's back. Just give him time because he was up against Salah today. He was apparently the best player in the world.
The one thing you will say is he's clearly better in a flat back four.
A lot better than
a wing back.
What was that player's name that went to Aston Villa? We had left back. I can't remember his name. The one that got it. The one that didn't get it with a Lucasade bottle, but acted like he got it.
Oh, Luca Dean.
Yeah, I can't remember him, mate. But yeah, generally, I feel like I can remember Luca Dean against Salah, and he got destroyed in the derby. And now I see Mikolenko against Salah.
I mean,
Mikolenko against Salah, and he was a lot better. Like Mikolenko.
Completely off topic. Last night on like iPlayer or something, I watched In the Heart of the Sea, which is like a retelling of how Herman Melville learns of the story of the basis for it when the sinking of the Essex in the Pacific. And I thought...
we've got highbrow, sorry.
You know, Moby Dick. But I just thought it was rather telling that we were Liverpool's white whale today. We just came at them and the defence, you know, Iwobi and Davies, and just the way they ran them down, it's like, I'm not letting you play. Oh,
well, Eugene's just said, what are your player ratings? We'll do the player ratings tomorrow,
we'll
Eugene.
Do that. Yeah,
we'll do it tomorrow on Sunday because we'll let our mind simmer on the game and give them player ratings tomorrow. So pop on for the player ratings tomorrow. I think that's better to do tomorrow.
I think that's
Jan, you missed fancy dress yesterday, Jan.
Bit of copy has dropped into the comments.
Well, what's he put?
Yeah.
Read it out. Or just say what
you lot are a dead side, relegation loading.
Do you know what? I love that. I love that.
All over the shop.
I love it.
And I mean, it's clear bitterness because you know that you've got no chance of winning the title this year, and now you're just feeling a little bit bitter.
Every non-Liverpool fan acknowledges that a lot of what Salah did to an extent for a while was just mantle the ball, wait for some kind of minor contact, like a player to be near him, and then just collapse on top of it and demand a free kick.
Yeah, snapping it, snapping. Do you know what? If they was happy, they wouldn't be snapping. The fact they've got to come into our comments, you know what I mean? They're snapping. They wasn't happy about something.
Yeah.
Generally, we're on this channel. We're talking about Everton. We're okay, mate. We're okay. Yeah. You're coming in because you're not happy to our comments, and you're not okay.
I agree with you, Dan. Like it is weird because we haven't won a game yet, but the start of the season gives us all a lot of confidence, I think, because we can see we all know what we're seeing. We all know what we're seeing, and we all know what we weren't seeing from last year, which is a team that we can believe in, a team that like represents Everton properly, like a team that fights and scraps. And yeah, we haven't got the quality yet to compete at the top end of the pitch. That's fine, okay, but that's not what we're trying to do. This year is about stabilizing and getting ourselves into just a nice, safe position, so we're not in any problems. And we're going to build on it. And then next year we're going to get better.
Have a good one.
Next year we're going to get better. Oh, cheers! Have a nice time shopping, buddy.
Yeah, have a nice time shopping, Paul. Some cracking comments you put on. To be fair. Have a good one, mate. Don't spend too much because you're happy we didn't get beat.
I like the 8 signings that we've made. Very sensible and what we needed. No more Hollywood signings. That's a great point, Matty. That's a great point.
I've got to say, Paul said last one before we go shopping, it's the quietest he's ever heard them. It wasn't that they were quiet. Well, they might have been. But every time they started singing, we drowned them out.
Put them to bed. Yeah. Put them to bed.
Our ground.
Love it.
Where are you going to shopping, Paul? Are you going back down to Primark again, are you, mate?
Primark's expensive. I spent 250 quid in Primark. It's not cheap anymore.
Yeah, but you probably bought like enough clothes to last you about 3 years from there.
Generally didn't. Clothes have gone up in Primark, I think.
T-shirts, Dan.
What's that? 250 quid in 250 quid in Primark. Crazy, man. The prices have gone up, haven't they, on a lot of stuff. You only need to buy like frigging 25 things for a tenner, and there you
I've
go.
got a question, right?
Good maths by me, that was
an interesting comment.
This kind of for anyone who's with a female or identifies as female or whatever, or wears women's clothes in the comments. One thing that's always confused the fuck out of me when you go shopping is like a man's t-shirt, big, loads of more material. A woman's like half the material, twice the fucking price. Why?
You've been paying for it. You've been paying for it, haven't you?
No, I don't.
She's got you paying for her t-shirts.
As if like period poverty and that kind of tax isn't enough. It just kind of takes the piss. It's like, you've got to be beautiful, but not a slut. Here you go. Oh, by the way, it's twice the price. And there's no fucking pockets. What?
Yeah. That's an interesting point. I don't know whether that's an upset Liverpool fan, but Dame Fall, Sadio Mane. Yeah. You can tell that Liverpool are not the same since he left. You can tell.
They didn't. I don't think they deserved him. I generally don't. The way they got rid of him and they didn't appreciate what he did for them. I don't think they deserved him. I generally don't. Mane. I always knew Mane was class. I always knew Mane was class, and I never wanted to say it because he was at Southampton, and I knew he was class, and he was the difference for them because he's like Garner Gate. He's up for every game. Mane was. And they just got rid of him they got rid of him like he wasn't the reason that they was playing well and just said bye-bye. So it's quite funny that they're crying about that they miss Mane now. Because apparently Núñez would replace Mane. He definitely hasn't.
Yeah, red tinted glasses
Richard's
on.
asking if Jeff, do you ever leave the house?
Yes, I do, mate. Yeah.
You was right. You was right, Jeff. He is going Primani. So don't say Primark. It's Primani, Jeff. Get it right. Latest, guys. Paul's gone.
Now, basically, I've not been working for the last sort of 5-6 weeks because I didn't really want. I left my last job and I didn't want another job yet. So I'm just basically had the last 2 months off. So that's why you're seeing a lot of me. Once I go back to work, you'll hardly see me at all. So that answers your question.
No. We'll have to get you a mobile Wi-Fi setup, hotspot your sort of satellite stuff.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when you're driving trucks, you can't really be on Wi-Fi and doing live streams. So we'll have to work something out.
We'll just have to play some.
Our last 5 games is 4 draws and 1 win, only 3 goals conceded and 2 clean sheets. Huge improvement. And spot on, Matty.
Today, we didn't concede, but we scored the first goal. And when we scored, we're not conceding early on and getting our heads down. I do worry. I don't want us to be in the situation, but I do worry or have a concern about how we're going to react if we concede first.
And you're right. I do understand your point, Wormy, about one more signing and that would have been excellent. But we have got to remember that DCL's back soon, and. Do we want to go out and spend 20 million on somebody just to fill a shirt? I don't know. I think it's more a case of if we're going to buy a player, they have to be the right player. And I'd rather we do our business sensibly and we build slowly over time.
On what you just said, though, Jan, the Chelsea game, we went 1-0 down, but we stayed in it and could have brought it back against Aston Villa.
Joe Cole.
Aston Villa, we nearly come back into that as well, didn't we, Jan? So I think when we do go a goal down, we have got that grit now where we do look like we can actually come back into it. We haven't been there's not been a game that's gone away from us yet, as the Jan, where it's been 2, 3, 4, 5, and we look like we're going to get battered. There's not been that game.
It's important we keep this core and build on it. Yeah. Because the other thing is as well is...
That went down wrong, yeah. That went down wrong.
We are forgetting that...
I seen it in his mouth go there.
The DCL has got to come back. Godfrey has got to come back. Decore is going to come back in. So the squad's going to get better and better.
Things are only going to get better. Are only going to get better.
If we keep playing like this, where do you see us finishing in the league?
Oh, we're going to win it. 100%.
No. Realistically, anywhere from sort of 13th to 9th is a reasonable. Yeah. Considering where we were last year, so long as we're not in the relegation debate this season, and we just get ourselves to a nice, safe, healthy position, well clear of trouble, I'm happy on that because we're stabilising the club. Obviously, I'd like to, I'd
Do you know
obviously
what
love to
though?
get into Europe and stuff, but I don't want to put pressure on the team to run before we can jump because the mess we were in, it's a big mess and it's a huge change at the club. So there has to be some patience.
Do you know what? I'm gonna drop this in and listen to this carefully because this is a good point in my head. We was inconsistent last season. We didn't know what we was going to be. We could have a good game and we could have a shit game. We could have a good game and we could have a shit game. We didn't know what we was going to be, did we, Jan? But this season, it feels like we've found something and we've got that platform that we keep and we can keep building on it now to be something. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, we did. We did, Amanda. We overran them.
Just for everyone saying,
we overran them in midfield.
I've just got to say to everyone, all you guys, I really appreciate you watching. We've got quite a lot of people watching. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a bit of issue with the comments streaming in. It's updating in sort of trenches every couple of minutes, so it's not the normal thing where I can see one and someone's said something and I'll comment it on there. So sorry if I'm not as on the ball with the comments.
No, it's all right. I'm just doing them anyway, so it's fine. I'm just going through them as best I can, but I can't read every single comment.
I've been reading them out, but I can't put them up. First clean sheet, someone's just said against them as well. Not too bad.
I like this comment from Peter. Neil Mopey is the silver fox in the box.
I'm going to get the tool so I can drop these comments as well. But Kevin Kraft is just
understanding will develop. That's an important point, Barry. Is that the more we play together, the more we get familiar with. We'll know when one player's making a run and stuff like that because you can see sometimes the pass is on and we don't necessarily see it straight away. But the more we play together, the more that stuff becomes instinctive.
There was a few times when we were, I can't for the life of me remember, there were a few times when we were running forward and it was like 2-on-2 or 3-on-2 or 3-on-3. There was a fantastic bit of defending when Liverpool had 4 going forward and we only had 1 at the back and then there was another time with Idrissa Gana Gueye. We've done very well today, and I'm so impressed with that. It could have,
and that's
true. Two comments here. This call started when Digne was sold, and we brought in 2 fullbacks that was world class, Patterson and Mikalenko. The age thing, something changed then, and do you know what? That was a really good move. That it took time, but now we're seeing the massive rewards from that. And then another one says, Kevin Crash says, play with Mupai, DCL, and Gordon, and we'll kick ass then. And I think that is a good combination, isn't it? Mupai, DCL and Gordon. Some people say, where's the goals going to come from? That's a good front three, that is.
Yeah. And we do need more players, Remy, and I think it's a case of was the window a perfect window? No. But
I was happy.
Are Everton better at the end of this window than we were at the start of the window? A million miles better. And so even though we could have done a bit more, maybe a goal scoring winger could have been added, I don't know, but the thing is that with the business that we've done is sensible. We haven't overpaid for players,
business.
We've and it's a work in progress. We just need to get a little bit better this year, and then we'll add some more players, and we'll get a little bit better next year. And it's a process, isn't it?
I don't know how many people we've got on now. Obviously, you said 120 earlier on. Fantastic. But if anyone's on that hasn't subscribed, you subscribe, you can comment. It gets you more involved. So hit the sub button or hit the like button, and you can comment and stuff like that. We'll read your comments, and it's just a way that you can talk without even talking.
One. So my wife's free pass is a night with Nathan Patterson after today. He's mine too. Nice one. Cheers, John. Yeah.
Do you think that it would have made a difference to if Garner was on the bench? Do you think it would have made a difference to start him?
I don't want to do that because he wasn't available, and so we didn't start him. And it's
I mean Idrissa Gana Gueye. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, I mean, he only just arrived a few days ago.
But he made a clear impact when he came on.
Yeah, he did, but he's clearly not fit as well. It's clearly going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed. and Davies played well. So I don't think that
some big
we
competition.
should second guess. Like
I get what Jan's
on...
saying though. When he did come on, he did have that composure.
Yeah,
where
I think
he might
once
have
he's
got
up
us a
to
goal
speed,
in the first half. Yeah, I do get
once
that.
He's up to speed. He's gonna make us a
good.
better side.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's like, do you know where you've got that many toys at Christmas, you don't know which one to freaking play with? It feels like that. Like generally, it's exciting.
Also true that Chelsea were trying to sign him too.
I think Onana,
and also, by the way, not
well.
just on that. Not only were Chelsea and Arsenal showing interest, clubs in Spain were also showing interest as well. But he actually said he only wanted to come back to Everton.
I like that comment. Lampard is definitely the right man for us, and I think he will be here for a long time. He just gets us. He's doing well, and he's building something. I mean, I've had doubts in him 50-50 sometimes, just on his substitutions, not as him as a manager. I've always wanted him. Just on his decisions, but I generally feel that Lampard is the future of Everton. He generally is.
Wow, these comments are flying in, aren't they?
Onana, more appeal than a Lambadana.
Is that a song?
I'm just being daft.
Oh, I thought someone dropped a song in the comments there.
No,
that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, we want more accuracy from the wingers. That's true. Yeah, we do.
Did you think that Frank was right to sub McNeil for Gordon? Yes, I did, because McNeil did a lot of defensive work when he come on. I've seen people say McNeil looked shattered when he come on. I disagree. I think McNeil got back quite a lot, and he was running around everywhere. And it looked like McNeil looked like he's thinking.
And Gordon looked knackered as well.
Yeah, McNeil looked like he's thinking, I'm going to struggle to get into this team. So then you've got players coming on there, working the balls off to get in the team. That's what we need. That is the sort of thing
I don't want to put that on the screen, but I agree with you.
Garner Gay hasn't played a game for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So not playing him was the right decision. We don't want him injured. Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
You want him to play.
The thing is, if you look at the last 3 games, last season we lost all of them.
Yeah, should we not just be happy? This is more a rhetorical question. Should we not just be happy that any result that was a loss, that is a draw, that isn't a loss this season, puts us in a better position? Yeah, exactly right. So, so far, what? Anyway, just everything Everton.
It's just I told you.
Chinese, absolutely.
In Lampard we trust.
Yeah, everything Everton, in Lampard we trust. But Nicky has said, just seen on Twitter, Onana on Instagram posted a pic of the Virgil van Dijk tackle saying, "I'm going to leave this there, VAR."
Yeah, it's a good point as well. That's proper. Do you know what? I'm fuming. I did say, Jan, honestly, I said to my missus, I goes, I want to get on that pitch. I want to go at Van Dijk now, because I know I'm not joking. It fumed me because it was proper dirty.
Did you not see the fan that ran on and literally?
Oh, mate, I tell you something. It fumed me. That did. That was dirty by Van Dijk. That was.
Sometimes you just want to go up and choke him and go like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get away with it." You know, just put on like a fucking Man United shirt, be like, "Oh, oops."
Pure intention that is, though. If you get studs, if you go studs into an ankle like that, while an ankle's placed and the studs are in the ground, you can snap his leg. VAR have got to look at that and say, right, I know we don't want players to get red carded, but if that tackle was a red card tackle, it could have snapped his leg like 50-50. That was disgusting. I was fuming. You touch my own Onana like that again, I tell you, you'll get it, Van Dijk. I warn you.
He's getting zero protection at the moment. Yeah. We saw it at Fleetwood when he played. He's getting no protection.
No, because he's a big lad. It seems that referees are thinking, "Oh, he can take it. Let's let him get taken out because he's 6'5". That's not how football works, mate. You've got to treat people the same. He's getting taken out, and it's the referee's job to look after him. He can't just get chunks out of him every week.
I've got to get ready. I thought I'd pop on and
we're going to shoot.
We're going to shoot now anyway because we've been on for a while now. So
we've got to shoot this off. We've got to let people get on with their lives and stuff like that. Although we could speak to you all day and loads have been on, which makes us want to stay on. We're going to do Jan. I don't know with Jeff. If anyone will sort out people coming on. We'll do player ratings tomorrow. We'll drop a time early. What we're doing we'll do player ratings. You come on, drop your player ratings as well. And we're keeping things going, keeping it organised. And people,
155 was our peak. Like people all at the same. That's pretty good for us.
Yeah, I think that's cracking. I do. Like generally, if you can get 155 on, that's banging. So keep coming on, and we'll read your comments out. It's not just about us three; it's about your comments. That's what makes it for us.
Oh, new subscriber. Thank you very much for joining.
How many points? How many? Did the Red Shark beat us today or not?
No, they didn't.
No. Did Mo Salah score?
Never seen a 1-0 draw before.
No. Did Mo Salah score? No.
Subscribing, Phil, and yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what I love though, Jan? Jan, do you know what I love? They hate Pickford, and Pickford freaking stopped them so many times, and they hate him. And do you know when someone you hate keeps saving it, like good saves?
Yeah, he is a clever player. You're right.
Mwah! Jordan Pickford, well played, mate. He turned up for the derby, and I love it. Right, we're going to shoot this off.
Yeah, right. So we're going to end this here because we've been on for quite a while now. And,
have a good day, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for commenting. Again, drop the likes, office. Drop the comments, and we'll see you next time on Follow Everton.
I've got to say, just drop this in there. For
I did a really good accent then.
Can't leave. You can't leave, can you? You just can't leave.
You just spoiled it. I did a really professional, end the video thing, and now you just, ruined it. Outrageous.
But the Nigerian Daily Post, I've been in contact with a correspondent of theirs, and they said that, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to invest the money because they were contacted by an anonymous board member at Everton, but apparently it's a knock-on from the Arteta money. So,
okay,
you and that Nigerian Post, Jan.
What?
I said you and that Nigerian Post.
Oh, Christ!
They crack you up, don't they? They crack you up. Some of those comments last time really got you.
I love you guys. I love funny. Love every one of you.
Right, and so on that note, we really are going to go this time.
Up the fucking toffees. Have a good day, everyone. I know you've been stressed today, and this derby got you all stressed, but at the end of the day, we did all right. Up the fucking toffees.
Up the fucking toffees. See you later.
See you later.